Oh my god, my whiskey's gone.
What do you need?
What
do you need? What do you need?
The volume is gone.
Oh, your whiskey?
I paid for it.
No, you didn't. I bought that.
Oh, I did buy another bottle.
Get the hell out of here.
Welcome to Racers React. My name is Sonny, and I am with Nick. And
hello.
Yeah, and we're just gonna watch some more videos.
Yeah, we're gonna watch some videos. We're gonna comment. We're gonna see. We're gonna talk about what people did right, what people did wrong, and we're just gonna waffle around. We're gonna waffle about random driving stories and racing stuff. And
I like waffles.
Waffles are delicious.
Yeah.
Hit us, Colin.
All right, let's see.
That's Colin, by the way.
I'm not on frame. So we're gonna play like a cool street sliding.
Is this the dude?
Your beard
is this the
definitely
dude?
on frame.
It's not the
Is this the dude?
It can't
What do you
be
mean
the
by
dude.
the dude?
The E30? No, that's the E39.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go. Oh, he's got his hazard lights on. That's very nice. He's letting everybody know that he's a hazard. They got radio guys.
Just like Initial D, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's good. At least they're...
It's really bumpy. That road's really bumpy. I don't know if you saw it.
Either the road is really bumpy or the suspension is garbage. Look at that.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, yes. Yes. Not the smoothest transition. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's talk about his transition.
So he straightened out, which he washed out. If it was Formula D, he gets 0 points.
Yep. 0 points. So what happened was he was on the left turn. He was on the throttle. Pretty good angle for a stock car. And then he transitioned. But the thing is, when you transition, it's really easy to mess up and have too much momentum and then have the next slide not be catchable. So it's very easy to not use enough throttle. And therefore the rear end will grip up and you'll have to take the steering out, which he did, and he was really good at it. Like he took the steering out, the car didn't hook the other direction, but then you have to like reinitiate and it just looks a little bit sloppy. Yeah, Formula D, 0 points.
How would you have told him to transition better there?
Well, I'm guessing, let's watch it again, but I'm guessing he probably lifted for the transition, like full lift. And therefore, there was no torque going to the rear tires, and therefore it was very easy for them to grip back up. There wasn't enough momentum from the pendulum from one direction to the other. If he left a little bit of throttle on, it still could have gripped up, but then at least the tires would still be spinning a little bit, so it would smoothly transition from one direction to the other, and then he could just modulate the throttle from there. I mean, he did kind of, you heard him whop, whop on the throttle a couple times. If he just smoothed that out. Now, his hands look good, though.
Yeah.
He definitely knows what he's doing with his hands. I'm sure that was just a little, I think that was the same shot, just from inside.
I want to understand going into that, though.
Yeah, it looks like his method of creating the slide is just lots of throttle. He's just powering over on entry, which, I mean, that's legit, that works. Especially, I mean, I don't know, I've only drifted a BMW several times, but the first time I ever drifted a BMW, I used the handbrake once and it broke. So I get that he's trying to, you know, not break his car. There you go. Here, he was still on throttle there, and it was a much smoother transition. That was way better.
I think he also carried a bit more entry speed in. That carried him to be able to transition and use that momentum to transition.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so the E39, it's a pretty powerful car for its day, but like by drift car standards, it's not really that powerful. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's full throttle in a lot of these situations.
That's not clear enough. I can't see it.
I still have no idea.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he has a Euro.
Let us know in the comments where that plate is from.
Don't look. You can't preview these videos.
I'm not looking. We're not looking.
MK5
Super Mario. Oh, that's Jarrell.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, this is Jarrell.
Okay.
So you're gonna
no.
someone you know.
No.
To be honest, though, I'm usually pretty no-holds barred if I'm friends with them anyway.
That's true, yeah.
To me, it's like not a big deal.
Jarrell's a good driver too. He knows what he's doing. But maybe we'll find a couple little nuggets.
Yeah. I didn't even watch this video ahead of time. I just found a video of someone who I know that you both know, so I don't even know what happens in this video.
I just know he got second, which he almost won.
Yeah, I think, wasn't it Jackie Ding did a 56, I think?
He wasn't in the same class.
Oh, he wasn't in the same class?
No, he got second, and the guy who won was a Mustang GT350. Only by, if I remember correctly, a few hundredths.
Which is a way faster car, by the way, so props to Jarrell for bringing it and really making that super go quick.
Very smooth entry. I think it was it looked a little slow.
Yeah, there's probably a little left. He wasn't having to make any kind of adjustments on the wheel, so there's probably just a tiny bit of speed left.
So the little minor correction he's doing, that's okay. Like, usually I would say things about that, but he wasn't trying to counter anything, so that's okay.
Yeah, he never turned the opposite direction of the corner. He was just adjusting for little micro slides in the rear tires.
Yeah. Oh, so there's a little transition there.
Let's go back. Let's look at that. Look at that. How do I do it? Yep. Okay, so he was just getting on throttle out of the left-hander into the right. It's a turbo car. The turbo spooled. The rear end stepped out a little more than he wanted to.
Yeah.
He caught it nicely, though. He didn't really lose much time as a result.
It was a transition anyway, so yeah, if I had to guess, he probably maybe lost a tenth at most in that sector. But that's not bad at all.
What's happening behind us? Now, okay, here's something I've noticed about bus stop lately.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got the curb here, which is this shape, and then there's like a dip, and then there's dirt down there, and that's what everybody jumps over. But lately, maybe you've noticed the same thing, it's been filled in. So I've been able to get way more aggressive with bus stop and basically just drive over the dirt and put my right side tires on that curb with basically no ill effects whatsoever.
Sometimes, depending if it rains or not.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, I think it's depending on the weather.
Yeah, it depends on the weather and how much it's been raining. It may go down a bit and get packed down. But I remember a super lap battle, it would be 18 in this case, when I took the 949 Racing GT250 in basically nearly bone stock form. I got the order to basically just say send it, which, by the way, you don't tell me to send it unless you really want me to send it. Don't ever tell me that. I'll take that very literally. FYI, I bent 3 wheels that day. But I did get the lap time. But the point was that I got to the point where I was taking bus stop where exactly what you're describing. I would put it would be so far over to the left that the right side tires was barely on the track on the upper end of the curb. It was that aggressive. But according to most sanctioning bodies, I was still technically on the track.
Hey, 2 tires. 2 tires counts. 2 tires is enough.
Yes.
Yeah, so anyway, it's back to that. It's like that again. I mean, I wasn't there for Super Lap Battle last year, so I'm not sure if it was. But anyway, my point is, I think he could have been a little bit further to the left and carried a little bit more speed through bus stop.
All right. Yeah, I agree.
See how he's moving his hands on the wheel a little bit through Riverside? So he's right on the limited grip there. The rear tires are moving just a tiny bit. A little bit of curb on the left. You can't hit that one very hard because it's mean. It's very mean. No curb on Phil Hill. Okay, now here's something that I've wanted to talk to you about.
Yes.
Do you think the curb is faster on Phil Hill?
It depends, and it's a kind of a cop-out for me to say that, because the reason why I say this is it really comes down to the way you take the entry. Because if you take the entry in such a trajectory in which you can actually jump it but not get pushed to the left as you hit the curb and jump it, then it's probably okay. But if you get to the point where you could slide into it while basically it's to scrub speed as your brake.
Would you like to say that sentence again, Sonny?
So
from the top.
If you go up the hill and you're sliding up the hill, that effectively is part of your braking. And then, so now you're pointed, instead of like doing like this and then turned, you're already pointed the correct direction. So you immediately get on the throttle as you're sliding into it. And if you do it just right, you'll do this, and then all of a sudden it will just pop and just go like that. And if you can do that, that gives you a straight trajectory going over the curve. And you could jump it without having it jump you to the left, which that's where you crash most of the time.
Yeah. See, I always use the curb there for the gram, obviously.
Ultimately, it comes down to, does the clock tell you it's faster?
Yeah. So, I mean,
it doesn't matter how it feels. Does the clock say it's faster?
This is a much bigger conversation because we're getting into now like the value of predictive timing on something like an AIM Solo or something like that.
That's another thing altogether.
Yeah, very valuable.
But that is the most important thing.
Yeah, so this is Sweeper here. This is probably one of the most difficult corners when you're learning this track because it's so long and there's basically no visual markers. But his steering angle is basically the same the whole way through. He made some adjustments to deal with the tires, but the arc was the same, which in my opinion means pretty much he got that right.
Actually, you mentioned something about not having any markers, but I've noticed something over the years.
Oh, do you have secrets? Tell me your secrets.
And obviously, this is purely dependent on the thing if it never moves, which, of course, you can't rely on that.
Right, so visual markers, if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, visual markers is an object or something that you can see that will always be there on the racetrack that you can use to determine when to turn in, when to brake, when to start getting off throttle, that sort of thing. Good visual markers are curbs, flagger stands, trees, stuff that's permanent. Bad visual markers, cones, dirt, stuff that's going to be moved by when cars hit it, that sort of thing.
You see this porta potty right here?
I do.
I don't think it's ever moved. Or at least they always put it in the same spot every time they try to maintain it or something. So if you wanted to know one visual mark I'd actually use, and I gotta probably fast forward through this a little bit. So you know, it kind of draws a straight line towards that kind of where you kind of sort of dirt drop while braking into the first apex, which, by the way, FYI, sweeper corner is a double apex.
Yes.
You could fight me on this all day long.
You will lose. It is a double apex. I agree with Sonny.
Yes. So there's a dirt drop there that you kind of do if you do it just about right.
Yeah. The approach is a little different depending on how fast your car is and how much grip it's got under braking, but pretty much every car I've ever driven, the fastest way through sweeper is double apex.
Yes. You can see that there's a porta potty way over there. Obviously, if you draw a straight line right now, you're just going through the dirt, which that's what I'm saying. Don't rely on it being in the same spot every time. But the point is that you're looking at that direction to know which direction you need to be braking into it.
Yeah, and the benefit of doing it that way is you're going to slow down the same amount basically for the corner, but now instead of being pointed down the straightaway, you're pointed part of the way through the corner. So you've already gotten some of the turn done before you've even been in the turn. So you're just helping yourself.
Sorry, I probably spent way too long on that.
That's all right. Don't worry. I'm going to chop this up.
So he soldered the wheel a little bit there, which I think he was a little bit unsure of when to actually turn in there.
Either that or the tires were slipping a little bit and he was adjusting for it. That curb right there is another one that I'm not too sure about because it's pretty tall. I've never really driven a car where I felt like that curb actually helped me.
I agree with you. I would actually almost always just get right up to, so the curb is like this on the inside, and then the road kind of cambers into it like this.
Yeah.
I get my left front tire and left rear tire to get in that right in the trough.
You want to just kiss the curb.
Kiss it. Any bit that actually pops the car up will do you no good. And that does two things. One is, and they're both bad. One is it messes up the exit and the last part of that lap, and it messes up the beginning of your next one. It does 2 laps, it destroys.
Yep, I agree. No good. You can leave if you want.
Fine, I'll leave.
Go.
Right,
go away.
fine.
This has been Racers React. Thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get more content. See you later. What's going on over here?
Dick drug.
A little bit.